Yo, what's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another segment of Sportbook Buddy, where we try to find the sharpest edge for you to take a stab at your sportsbook with. I'm Sports Dave, and as you know, I put in the hard work necessary to make you knowledgeable, confident, and Vegas strong versus your sportsbook. I work with several different handicappers from all over to gather their picks and their analysis for the games that they think will help turn a profit for you today. Now, today is September 3rd, 2019, and these are the games that we're going to cover today. We're covering the Mets versus the Nationals, the White Sox versus the Indians, the Angels versus the Athletics, the Padres versus the D-backs, and the Rockies versus the Dodgers. Now, please keep in mind that these picks are decided individually by the handicappers that I mentioned, and I'm simply sharing their breakdowns or reasoning as to why they like these picks. So consider this a free buffet of picks for you to choose from, and if you would like to continue following any of these guys that I mentioned, I'll be mentioning the ways to get a hold of them, whether it be on Facebook or Twitter or pickmonitor.com. So let's dive right in. So first, actually, I'm going to start by covering a quick prop bet from Teddy Clark of Fade Familia. He's kind of specialized in these first inning bets, so I've nicknamed him First Inning Teddy because he seems to be hot with these things, man. So today, Teddy likes the San Francisco Giants and the Cardinals to go scoreless in the first inning. You can get that line at -120 with my book, at least. The nice thing about these plays is that you'll find out real quick if you're cashing your ticket or not. Teddy's actually called, I want to say, like 5 out of 6 on these picks, so you might want to do yourself a favor and check out Fade Familia and find out more of Teddy Clark's picks. All right, now, one of the bigger matchups today that I'm sure a lot of people will be tuning in to watch is going to happen in Washington today with a couple Cy Young winners taking the hill. You got Jacob deGrom versus Max Scherzer today. My boy Vlad from beatthesportsbook.com is giving his free play of the day on this game. Now, Vlad's going to roll with the under on this game, with the total being set at 7.5. Now, Vlad dug up some really good info to back up this play, mentioning that the Mets are actually 7-0 in their last 7 games versus a starter with a whip at 1.15 or less. Now, the Nationals are 9-1 in Scherzer's last 10 starts. This has all the signs of being a pitcher's duel. The unders happen in 6 of the last 8 games with deGrom starting. Scherzer's games have also gone under 7 of his last 11 games. deGrom has allowed 2 runs or less in 9 of his last 10 games that he's faced the Nats in, and he's got a career ERA of 2.33 versus them. Not to mention, in 3 starts versus them, he's only given up 1 run all year versus them. So, anyways, Mad Max, he's also got some really good career numbers versus the Mets with a 2.47 ERA, and he's also only given up 2 runs or less in 9 of 10 appearances versus the Mets. Vlad, who I nicknamed the Sportbook Impaler, he's liking this game going under, and if you want to get more of his plays, I recommend you hit him up on beatthesportsbooks.com. Now, next up is the White Sox going into Progressive Field to square out versus the Indians. This pick comes courtesy of Dale Warfield of Warfield Elite, and Dale had me sweating out a pick yesterday with that Notre Dame game. He called the under, and by a RCH, man, we got it. Anyways, you got to have faith in Dale. His picks have come through more often than not, and today he likes the under on this Cleveland game. He expects this to be more of a pitcher's duel than what most people are expecting. You got Mike Clevenger tonight, who was just named Pitcher of the Month by MLB.com. And Dylan Cease is a big-time prospect for the White Sox. He hasn't exactly shown, he's got a good handle on being dominant as he can be. But something that Dell pointed out was that these pitchers trend for games going under when the game before has actually gone over, which it did yesterday. He also spotted a bit of line movement, or a lot more money coming in, with about 58% of the bets going on the over and about 78% of the money riding on the over as well. So he expects this game to stay under. Dale's been on fire lately, and if you want to find him, you can find him on Sportbook Buddy, or he also has his own page of Warfield Elite. Next pick comes from Jun Chang of Fade Familia, picking the Padres versus the D-backs to go under in their total, which was set at 9.5. Currently, 95% of the money has gone to the over, and the line went from 10 to 9.5, which is essentially the explanation of what you call reverse line movement. He also pointed out that umpire Kerwin Danley has been a solid umpire to take for the unders this year. 14 out of 18 games have gone under this season. So basically like 77% of the time, it goes under every time. June is a solid handicapper, and he tends to wait for that 11th hour to make his picks based off of line movement and whatnot. So if you'd like to find out more of June's picks, I recommend you hit him up on Fade Familia, which is also run by Teddy Clark. Next is the Angels versus the Athletics, and this pick comes courtesy of Picks of Destiny, and you can find Picks of Destiny on pickmonitor.com or on Twitter at Picks of D. Now, Picks of D is loving the Athletics today. He's going to take them on the run line. He loves them so much. So he pointed out that, Mike Fiers is undefeated since May 1st. Despite having a low strikeout total, he's really limited the runs to having an ERA of 3.40. The bullpen hasn't exactly been great, but he thinks that the Athletics lineup is going to do well enough against Jaime Barria, who's got a 6.1 ERA on the year, to hold on to this game and give you that win with the run line. So Picks of Destiny not only expects the A's to soundly handle the Angels tonight, but he's also calling for the sweep. So the run line in the game is sitting at plus 105 with my book at least. I think Picks of Destiny actually locked in this pick last night when he got it at plus 110. If you want to follow more Picks of Destiny's picks, make sure to follow him on Twitter at Picks of D or on pickmonitor.com. Picks of Destiny. As for me, I like the total to go over in the Rockies and Dodgers game today. I doubt it goes over by the third inning like it did yesterday, but with the pitchers going to the mound today, I fully expect there to be enough firepower for these two lineups to eke out at least 10 runs or more. Now, the total's set at 9 today, and Chichi Rodriguez is going to be pitching for the Rockies, and he's just been an awesome pitcher to fade. He's gotten lit up time and time again, and his ERA is 11.81 in his last 5 appearances, and he's surrendered 21 runs over 16 innings in that span. The Dodgers are going to be sending Julio Urias to the mound, and he has his own history of struggles versus the Rockies. He has a career ERA of 6.64 against Colorado, and he's given up 15 runs over the course of only 20 innings against them. Also of note, these teams are both seeing the ball really well right now. The Rockies have an OPS of 8.43 or .843 in their last 7 games, and the Dodgers have an OPS of 9.29 in the last 7 games. All right, so those are the picks today, guys. I want to thank all my handicapper friends out there for taking the time to send me their picks with the full breakdown and analysis of why they think that they'll be cashing in on these bets today. Please be sure to hit up any of the guys that I mentioned in this video for more of their picks. And if you could please do me a big favor and share my videos on Facebook, and also subscribe to Sportbook Buddy on YouTube. I also have a Sportbook Buddy group page. If you'd like to participate in posting your picks on there with an analysis of your picks, maybe we can also collaborate to get your name out on these videos as well. Anyways, thank you very much, and good luck to everybody.